Happy Aloha Friday. Welcome, Destination Changemakers. So happy to see you hanging out with me today. So how do you get momentum and how do you keep momentum? That is the topic of conversation today. And I want to share with you the one thing that can help move your special project to get and keep momentum. And before I do that, I just want to share a little bit about who I am, because I was maybe like you, who's watching this right now, a vacation marketer, who's listening to this right now, a vacation marketer. I was sitting in your shoes at a resort, at a hotel, at a vacation property, taking in request by request, filling up my inbox and becoming extremely overwhelmed by not being able to be an expert in all the areas of travel marketing. And it was only when I took myself away from that position and started a travel marketing agency, I forced myself to hire the experts to help me become an expert in all of those areas. And when I was able to see our clients really making an impact through foundations and fundamentals, that is when I saw vacation marketers had a different position. Vacation marketers become destination leaders. And that's why I'm here with you today, to help you as a destination leader or as a vacation marketer, help you make an impact at your destination, wherever you are at in the world. So thank you for joining me and really being here with me, because what I've learned from destination leaders and being a high performer, we share one thing in common, and that is we are always seeking to improve ourselves in personal development. And what better time to talk about momentum on the special projects that we've had on our hearts, on our minds this year, that maybe are halfway there, that didn't get done, or we're already into it, but we still need a little bit more momentum to keep going. So I'm really excited to share maybe this different perspective, this different story to help you think about that in a different way. And there was a book that I just finished reading that gave me an aha moment in this book, and it was all about building a brick wall. It's a new book out by Will Smith called Will. So if you haven't read it, check it out. And it goes like this. So Will, 11 years of age, his father needed to construct a new wall in front of their shop. And Will's father, named Daddy-O, instructed them to build a 12-foot high, 20-foot long wall to replace an old crumbly wall. So Will's father, Daddy-O, demolished the old crumbly wall, which left a gaping hole in this wall where Will and his brother Harry had to start filling in this big old gap with a brick by brick, filling in this brick wall. So, well, cold, rain, shine, whatever the weather was, whatever the season was, they were working on this wall. Holidays and weekends, these two boys were mixing cement and building that wall brick by brick. Whether they were in good moods or bad moods, or had a test to take the next day, these two boys were building this wall brick by brick. Daddy-O didn't care. He wanted that wall done. And for a year, the boys continued building that wall. It was on a particularly stark mood day, Will describes it in his book, that the boys protested to their father and said, "This is impossible. We can never build this wall. The two small boys that we are cannot really finish this giant task of this wall." And they protested to their father this idea, this concept, telling them that we'd never make it. This is absolutely impossible. So Will's father, Daddy-O, dropped his tools when they heard the boys say that and said, "Stop. It's not about the wall. It's about you laying the brick perfectly. You moving the brick perfectly to the right spot. Focus only on the brick." So the boys went back to the task with a new mindset of only focusing on the brick. And the idea of a task that seems merely impossible and a task that actually seems doable is merely a matter of perspective. So I ask you today, are you focusing on the wall or the brick? This perspective really changed something for me when I looked at all the special projects that I have been working on this year, where I've been really focusing on more of the wall than the brick. And to give myself a little bit of grace, to give you some grace on maybe the progress that you've made on your special project, that you just need to honor yourself where you're at. Or maybe you need to get going a little more. So I ask you, what is your special project? And a quote by one of our coaches, Brendon Bouchard, helps us think about this, as well as that story. You know, all progress comes from small acts that gather momentum. So what is your special project? What are you working on right now? Maybe it's something about your health, your business. Maybe it's a new book direct strategy. Maybe you want to get better at video marketing or personalized video or custom data platforms or a new strategy. Maybe it's something with your kids or a travel plan, something greater or bigger, a dream that you have. What is your special project? The number one thing you can do to actually move the momentum in your special project is through a routine. If you want to create the momentum, you need to start by scheduling the time to actually create a habit, to have a routine. If you can create an anchor habit, you now have a routine that can help you change the thing that you want to change. So I'll give you an example. Let's use working out, for example. You have a treadmill that's sitting in your garage. You have a treadmill sitting in the basement. You got it. You loved it. You tried it for 2 weeks. Kind of burn out on it. You need to get back in the health thing. And you start working out again. You need to get back on there. But not loving it. But you take the time. You schedule it in. You mark the day. And you go do it. And then you mark it for the rest of the week. And into the next week and the week after. So you've got that done. But you're not doing it. You're not doing the special project. That same principle can be applied to whatever your special project is, whether it's working out or anything else, right? You schedule in time, you schedule in a day, and you do it. Now, I'll tell you something about destination leaders and high performers. We all do one thing that's different than everybody else. We do the thing that we don't want to do at the top of the day. In meaning that you may be in love with your special project, but make time for it at the top of the day where nothing is going to get in the way of working on a special project, whether it's you, your health, whether it's you and your business, whether it's you and a strategy, a tool that you're trying to learn, or a musical instrument, whatever that is, make it at the top of the day, schedule in that block time, and the rest of the day can be for everything else that you're going to attack for that day. So think about that. But let's go back to that treadmill story, because if it's not working, we have to stop and ask ourselves, what's the negative momentum behind that? What's your self-talk? What weight have you given that special project? 15 minutes a week? 30 minutes a day? If you think about it, if you were able to give yourself 30 minutes for 5 days a week, and that applied by 4 weeks, and now that's a month and 2 months, you'd be far different today than you were by not doing it at all, because you actually put time and energy into it. You create a routine to do it. So you have to ask yourself, is the negative mindset taking you away from where you want to be? What excuses have you really allowed to come into your mind, or you've given yourself? How many people have you allowed to take over the boundaries that you set for that time? If you're an actor, you set a rehearsal time and you've let people come in, or text message, or you've not scheduled properly. So let's think about that. We want to have the movement behind momentum on the treadmill, right? We want to have that movement. So how do we keep the momentum? How do we keep the momentum? You've got to constantly be pumping and grooving yourself with positivity in your brain. And what does that mean? That means listening to podcasts, some audiobooks, and having communities and groups that support your special project mission. I would never be where I'm at today without the communities and groups and podcasts and audio that I listen to every day to show up, to be here for you, that help me strive to be better, to help teach destination leaders about travel marketing, to know what moves the needle so that you don't have to be the expert at every single thing. I can do that for you. We can do that for you. So if you want to master becoming a destination leader and really understand advanced travel marketing strategies, join the TBDX Club community. That's a community for you. If you want to master that special project, join a group that can support your mission on that. That's no better way to fast track yourself in that special project. And when you can accomplish that and feel so good about that, you can apply the same recipe of success to the next special project because you know you nailed it. You absolutely nailed it. And I believe in you. I believe that you have everything you need to create and keep the momentum in your life of the special project that you're working on, whatever that is. It's just a matter of scheduling the time, making it a routine, and supporting yourself with positivity that helps you keep the momentum alive. So thank you for being with me today. I hope that just listening to this has helped you think about a special project that you are excited about, that you are thinking about really crushing it into the new year. And now is the time to do it. Think about it so it's all ready to go. Think about how your routine is all ready to go into the new year. So, hey, happy holidays to you and your family. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I look forward to seeing you next week and hearing more about your special project. All right, have an amazing rest of your day. Happy holidays to you and your family. Aloha.